Well, good morning, Ikit ng Bayan. It's nice being with you. We're ending the year 2022 and we look forward to what we can do by the grace of God this coming next year, New Year. I would like to report a portion of our accomplishments this first 6 months of our term that would end in 2025. One thing, we're happy to report that we have passed an ordinance that we have offered together with the Honorable Peter Fianza, Ordinance numbered 71, Series of 2022. The title is an ordinance enjoining all business establishments and local public transportation in the city of Baguio to adopt QR-PH digital payments in line with the Paleng QR-PH program. This has already been passed. It's already supposed to be being implemented. Firstly, in our marketplace, from the smallest vendor to the biggest mall that we have in the city of Baguio, wherein we'll be using the QR code to encourage cashless payments. We have seen this very useful and helpful during the pandemic. Wala na pong palitan ng cash. Wala nang abutan ng cash. And we can utilize the service providers. Now, the good thing here is that it will be now citywide, and it is already an ordinance, so the needed guidelines and clarity needed for this to be implemented is already provided for by the ordinance. This was passed November 28th of 2022. Now, alongside that, we also now have another proposed ordinance which has already been passed on second reading, and actually it's now being offered for approval on third and final reading. But we will have to wait for next month or next year, sometime January, to pass this law, entitled an ordinance adopting and implementing the digitized inhabitant registration of residents, transients, tourists, and all public and private establishments through a one-stop shop mobile application with digital government and e-commerce services that is able to use QR code for online payment transactions, for an effective and efficient governance, and for the convenience of the public. This is also known as the Baguio Smart City Ecosystem Ordinance. In short, this is what we know as the Baguio in My Pocket, BIMP. So we expect that this will be passed by January. But another resolution that we have passed as chairman of the Committee on Market, which includes agriculture, is this resolution numbered 523, Series of 2022, entitled Urging the City Veterinary and Agriculture Office, or the CVAO, to designate a space for rabbit butchering at the existing abattoir or slaughterhouse situated at Santo Niño Barangay, and to provide the needed resources for the operation of the rabbit abattoir for the commercial sale of rabbit meat for human consumption. You see, we have a lot of city residents, farmers, raising rabbits, and of course, when they provide this to the market, these are considered hot meat because the butchering did not go through the process of our city veterinary's office. That's why we needed this, so that when the meat would be processed through this facility, then they can offer it to the market legally, and of course with the assurance that these are safe. Going back to rabbits, this came about when we had this shortage of pork in the city of Baguio. So the city supports the raising of rabbits. In fact, this is white meat, and it's good for the health. Masarap and safe siya, low cholesterol, di ba? Finally, institutionalizing the program so that we could implement it citywide. Pero hindi pa siya approved on final reading. But we expect this sometime next year. It has been defined kung ano ang character city, what is this program, and then we established the council that would oversee the implementation, and also identified the city personnel as well as from the private sector and civil society who should be involved in this. For the appropriation or budget, we mentioned there that it would be under that of the mayor's office. With what we have accomplished in this 2022, we look forward to the implementation of these measures that we have enacted. Now, one challenge that I see with regards to the digitalization as well as the Paleng QR is the education, the willingness of the public to learn. That's one of the challenges that I see, and of course the acceptance. Every time there is change, there is sort of a challenge of selling the product or the idea to the general public. That is the number one challenge that I see. And of course, still a challenge is the integration of all the systems, especially on government, be able to coordinate or to collaborate with other offices even, so that it will be effectively and efficiently implemented. Talking about digitalization and Paleng QR, we will be very much dependent on the Wi-Fi connections. And that is one challenge that has been noted by our committee and the city government as a whole. And even in our budgeting, which we just finished, we had just approved the budget for 2023, and we have allotted quite a huge amount for that, so that we can improve our Wi-Fi system here in the city.